Long ago, the Pine River watershed was nearly all covered with trees and contained many wetlands. Fish and wildlife were abundant. It was the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe people before 1836. The landscape provided seasonal abundance for many family groups to harvest fish, wild game, and medicinal and edible plants. In 1852, Huron Township was officially opened up for settlement by Europeans, and large-scale agriculture was introduced to Huron Kinloss. In order to establish the settlement area for housing, animal shelter, and food production, trees were cut down and wetlands were drained. At first there was no significant effect, but as time passed and more people came to live and farm, the forests began to disappear, and the rich soil that was held in place by their roots was free to move with the wind and the rain. Moving soil is described as erosion, which can come in many shapes and forms. Surface erosion, wind erosion, and riverbank erosion are the three main culprits that take the precious topsoil from the agricultural fields and carry it, along with nutrients, via the Pine River watershed into Lake Huron. Uncovered soils that have no form of cover crop are easily eroded by wind and rain. Heavy precipitation, which is forecast more frequently in the future due to our changing climate, runs quickly off of bare soils into surface water, carrying away topsoil, nutrients, and pesticides that are used to feed and care for growing crops. The extra water running off the fields increases the volume and speed of water flowing through the ditches and streams in the Pine River watershed. Excess water moving through this area increases riverbank and surface erosion, which in turn causes sediment buildup that prevents fish from spawning and buries the homes of bottom-dwelling creatures. In the water, the nutrients carried by runoff can create algal blooms that choke out other wildlife. The change in the landscape of the Pine River watershed also occurred at the lakefront, below the hill where the Huron Fringe Forest lies. In the 1920s, most of this area was a large coastal wetland with only a few seasonal cottages. In the 1960s, this area exploded as a cottaging area and now has been converted to many year-round homes. The entirety of this area is on a septic system that uses an award-winning septic inspection program developed by the municipality and BM Ross to ensure that nutrients from it don't move into Lake Huron. This area of the watershed is still a unique and sensitive natural treasure to be protected for the many interesting wildlife species and the natural beauty it holds. Historically, water would have moved slowly through the landscape, being filtered and purified by wetlands before it reached Lake Huron. Today, a drop of water landing at the headwaters reaches the lake within 16 hours. The Pine River Watershed Initiative Network began as a kitchen table group of citizens concerned about the quality of water in the Pine River watershed. They had noticed that the waterways were changing. The water wasn't as clean as it had been. Fish weren't living where they used to. People decided to join together and participate in projects to protect the water and the land. With the help and cooperation of landowners, the Saugeen Valley and Maitland Valley Conservation Authorities, and the municipal, provincial, and federal governments, as well as local industries, businesses, and volunteers, the Pine River Watershed Initiative Network has planted almost 150,000 trees, installed 6 kilometers of fencing, built 4 cattle crossings and 4 nitrate filters, completed nearly 70 ecological restoration projects, and restored nearly 20 kilometers of stream bank. Evidence suggests that buffer strips made up of trees planted along stream edges and field edges prevent erosion by providing protection and filtration that enhances water quality and can also help to keep valuable topsoil, agricultural chemicals, and nutrients on the farm fields where they belong. A wetland acts like a sponge to slow the water down and help filter nutrients from the water before they go out to the lake. They slow the movement of water over the land and thereby reduce erosion and hold floodwaters in areas away from valuable farm fields. The Pine River Watershed Initiative Network is working with the local landowners, Municipal Drainage Superintendent, Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority, and Ducks Unlimited to create wetlands in hazard or Class 5 farmland to reduce the effects of erosion and runoff in the watershed. Pine River Watershed Initiative Network volunteers plant trees along stream and field edges and on farmland that cannot be accessed by large farm machinery. Willing farmers can have trees planted on their land at no cost by contacting the Pine River Watershed Initiative Network at their office in Ripley, Ontario. If trees require thinning out in the future, the money for the wood would go to the farmer. This is the inspiring story of a community that joined together on many levels, from neighbor to neighbor, to the municipal government, to the local businesses and industries, to improve and maintain the health of the beautiful place they live in and share.